Oh man, I love it. You know, like I said, my story I wouldn't change it for nobody.
What role did your mom play? Because I heard people online, they saw like the little documentary or whatever, and your mom saying how rough and tough she was on you. And I tell people, I say, listen, and this is what I came the conclusion I came to. I said, had his mother not been as hard on him as she was, he probably wouldn't be the man that he is today.
Fact.
You get what I'm saying? So people looking at it like trying to tear you down, or maybe even your mother. But I'm like, no, y'all looking at it wrong. He had to go through the fire of affliction, in order to get the way he had. If you wasn't raised the way you was raised, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation right now. I mean, that's just my assumption. What say you about that?
Oh man, I love it. You know, like I said, my story I wouldn't change it for nobody. I keep my story the way it is because my mom, she installed things in me that, what I mean, nobody else could. It's like
Mm.
I'm unbreakable in my mind. You know, I've been broke so many times by the women that I love the most in the world. You know, nothing else that you can do to me or say to me can break me because, she made me unbreakable, at times. So it wasn't like she hated me or she was this. She was doing that because I didn't have my dad in my life. So she was doing that so I can work hard to prove her wrong. So when she say, "Oh, you gonna go out there and get your ass kicked," and like lit a fire, and she know that because she know her son, you gonna go get your ass kicked. My mom grew up, what I mean, around boxing her whole life. My uncle, my dad, my grandpas, my uncle, my other uncles on both sides was boxers and wrestlers. So, she knew the triggers to poke at her son. So when I come home and I win, it's like she taking my belt, showing people,
She
what I
proud.
mean? Yeah, she proud. Yeah, you thought I was gonna lose. But if I lose by 1 point or if I get robbed and she watched the fight and she like, yeah, they robbed you, but she'd be like, you should have knocked them out. Then they wouldn't have took it from you. And you still got your ass kicked. You didn't win. So that always let me know that I had to do more